Last week, you guys were kind of dealing with the tumultuous aftermath of what occurred with the deaths of Darendil Ront and Jimjar. And then you were approached. This drow, Jorlin, came up to you and propositioned that they might be able to give you a chance to escape. The only thing they asked is that you absolutely made sure that you did so to piss off Mistress Ilvara. However, after you all kind of came through to your awakening, you heard this buzzing, this drone, and all of a sudden, these 5 large creatures came bursting in. These blue, mosquito-esque creatures chasing after these humanoid, bird-like monsters with these large wings and large beaks upon their faces. And Jorlin came, released you guys, and said basically, run for it. I have no effing idea what this is, what is happening. And so you guys start running for it. You made it across into the first stalactite. You see that all the drow and the quaggoths are kind of shielding themselves up and trying to pick off at whatever these creatures are. And you guys decided, I believe it was Sefel and Indigo, most needing their materials that they had lost when captured, you guys ran into Mistress Ilvara's chambers. Indigo, you are up next. You see Sefel standing at this large chest. You see that he's tried to jab his dagger into it. What do you want to do standing in this room?
As I step in, I'm gonna, this is what we talked about. I'm gonna gather what's left of Ront's tusk, and I'm also gonna use it to try to break open that lock.
Okay, make an attack roll.
All right. And does that have stats similar to a dagger?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. That is
just consider it a dagger.
Perfect. As a 21.
Okay, yeah, you hit. Roll damage.
All right, that is a 4 on the die. That is a 6.
Okay, you see that a large gash tears into it as the two of you have kind of made these blows, but it still seems to be somewhat intact.
All right, so then I'm going to use my bonus action to make to use my Fey Hobgoblin Fey Gift. I'm going to use my bonus action as the help action for Sefel for the next time he, tries to jimmy that lock open.
Okay, nice. Using that awesome new UA ability. Okay. Lara, you are up. You were trying to tug this dagger that Bupito smashed into this drow. You were trying to yank it out and at the same time throw them over the edge, but they managed to resist you. What do you want to do?
Lara is gonna try again. I imagine that she does like a and then she's just gonna try and reach for it again and try again to swing him around and shove him over the edge while keeping a hold of that weapon.
All right, let's make this strength contest.
Ooh, 18 plus 5, 23.
Woo! You got a +5 already. Damn, girl. Yeah, you win. So you wanted to like at the same time rip this dagger out and like pitch them over the edge, right?
Like, yeah, 1 foot braced on like their abdomen, grab it and take the knife while kicking them over.
Okay, yeah, you managed to do exactly that. You pull the knife from the stomach with that leverage. You try to throw them over. They get a dex saving throw to see if they can grab the ledge. Natural 1. You just hear as he plummets downwards, and you just see him kind of disappear into the black there. All right.
I will use my movement then to move further down here. I guess These are so I'm running along the edge here, and I'm running into these NPCs that are on our side, but I could go past them, right?
You could squeeze past them. It would be considered difficult terrain, though, as this ledge is pretty narrow. And you see that they're all kind of buckled up there, and you're not exactly sure what's really going on around the corner there.
I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't think I can get the whole way through. So, do I see, if I turn to my right as I'm crossing this bridge, am I seeing Indigo and Sefel? Or I guess not Sefel, because these...
So you go into the stalactite, you don't see them, you see the hatch open. And you could probably hear their grunts from down below and probably like the tink of something hitting metal, like a...
Yeah, I'll skid to a stop and just go, Sefel, Indigo!
What?
We're busy.
I'll end my turn.
Either come help.
Give
Either
you a
come
fight.
help or do. Well, if you have one, tell me. Either come help or kill more drow.
Okay. All right. Well, that is your... you're not going down the ladder?
No, I just yelled from up top. They said either help or kill more drow, so I think next turn Lara's just gonna do the ladder.
Okay. All right then. So, next up is the creature's turn. They are still kind of buzzing about each other. These two blue mosquito-like creatures dive bombing this humanoid bird-like creature. And we actually see more of the drow kind of like spacing themselves up more, kind of move out onto this ladder, trying to get shots off on these guys. And then things kind of take a turn. We see these creatures as these two mosquito-like ones take out this large bird-like creature. You guys just hear this as it cuts off this scream. It crumbles to the ground or drops through this cavern, I should say. And these two large mosquito-like creatures all of a sudden seem to notice the drow. And then you guys really start to hear screams. Just, oh God, no! As they start dive bombing towards everybody that is in the stalactites. We see one all of a sudden like come up to one and just start jabbing its proboscis in through one of the arrow slits and like skewer one of the drow for a moment. And you just hear these screams starting to echo, and you can tell things are getting bad. All right, Sefel, it is your turn. You see that this lock is looking pretty beat up now. You feel like you don't have too much more left to dig through on it to pop it open.
Would you say that the metal lock is bloodied?
No, because it doesn't have blood.
Well, then what are we even doing here, Will?
You have advantage!
Obviously, I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Ooh, I need it.
I was gonna say with
Yeah, I
those,
very much needed
those
that.
old man arms, he's really getting through there.
Yeah.
15 to hit.
You hit it.
Okay. All right. Daggers are fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Oh my god! And minimum damage again. 4 points of damage.
That's a minimum for you. Some people minimum is 2 or less. Yeah, you dig into it.
Well, it's a D4, but I have a +3 with my deck.
Is the old guy faster than me?
Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, you break the lock off, and you see it just and fall to the floor, and this weird, dark kind of pumicey wood is this chest is now open to you if you want to see what's inside.
Yes, I would. I would like to see if my things are in there.
Okay, all right. You open it up, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as a salvo of
You
poisonous
son of a
bolts
bitch.
just
Thanks for
fly
opening that.
out at you.
Okay. So, so they're bolts that contain poison. It's not just poison.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. Constitution save?
Mm-hmm.
14.
Okay, you just make it. So you guys see,
Yes.
Lara, you can just like, you look down, you hear this tink of the lock hitting the floor. You just hear like a quiet like exclamation of like, yes! And you hear the,
Oh, no.
as the chest gets open, and then, and just probably a yell from Sefel. Indigo, you're probably horrified as this old man just gets littered with a dozen bolts that stick into him with this oozing
my.
material. Just,
Oh, great. I'm so glad it hits me anyway.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You take 1 point of
Great.
piercing damage.
Okay.
However, you are not poisoned.
Oh, good. Good.
Yes, you manage to fend it off, and you wipe and like rip out a number of these darts, and prevent yourself from taking this bad poison.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
All right, so what you see inside is you see a variety of silken garments and personal items. First off, in there, you see what looks like a silver chain headdress set with small onyx stones that you would think would be worth a little bit of gold. You see a drawstring bag that could hold a couple of things. You see a small leather purse. You see a small moonstone. And you see what looks to be like a actually make an arcana check for me.
Arcana check. I am fairly good at those. I'm something of a spellcaster myself.
You don't say.
Roll the fucking natural one.
Of course.
It's a total of 8 though, if that means anything.
Oh wow, you're like ripping a dart out of your eye, and you're like, it's a bag.
Yeah. Yup.
No.
Yup.
This is easy enough. This looks like a spare spell component pouch.
Ooh.
However, you also see all of the belongings that the 3 of you lost as you had been taken hostage.
Yes.
So it would be an action to kind of like gather all of these things. So either you could wait, or you could like tell Indigo, you can kind of see everything that's in there as well. So you could grab it, but it's a lot of stuff. I would say, you like donning armor and stuff like that takes anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes. So you're gonna have to consider, do you try to wait that long and try to put your stuff on, or do you grab it and go, kind of a thing. Food for thought. And so I actually got the order wrong, but that is fine. We're gonna switch it up here. Indigo, you are up.
Wow, great job, Sefel. Sorry about your, body, but you seem fine.
It's fine. Grab everything. It's time to go. And he's like still like brushing bolts out of his skin.
Yeah, and if I can, I'm gonna try to grab everything. Is there like a bag or anything I can put stuff into for easier carrying?
Did you have any kind of backpack before?
I did have I had an explorer's pack.
Okay,
as a backpack.
So yeah, you see that your pack is there. You could start stuffing some things in there. I would say that you would be able to grab all of yours, half of Lara's stuff, and a couple of the spare belongings in there if you want them, such as like the little leather bags, the headdress set with the onyx stones and whatnot. And then the same goes for Sefel. You could grab your stuff, half of Lara's, and some of the other belongings in there if you wanted.
I will. I'll do that on my next turn.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab my pack. I'm gonna grab as much of the extra material and Laura stuff as I can and shove it into my bag. if I could, I'd like to grab my holy symbol as well and have that like in hand.
Yeah, okay. I will say as an action, you gather all that stuff. I will say as a bonus action, you manage to pull your holy symbol out, and you have it in hand.
Perfect. Yeah, I would take that action, bonus action, and then I'll turn to Sefel. Are you good to grab the rest of the stuff?
I have it. Go.
Okay.
Meet me on the bridge.
And I will do as the man says. I'm gonna scurry up the trap door again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna start moving out.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so it was 10 feet to the bottom of the ladder. It's about 10 feet up, so you'd have like 10 feet more movement coming out. So like you could probably get to like the ledge area.
Cool. Yeah, I'll step over to the ledge and I'll say to turn to Laura, "Hey, I got some of your stuff. Sefel's getting the rest. Let's get out of here."
Wow, nice job. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, it was incredible. We hit the lock and then it shot Sefel, but he's fine, I think. Anyway, let's go.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Yeah, he's a screamer.
He's a screamer.
Confirmed.
Love it. Love it. Okay. All right.
That's just part of who I am now. That's wonderful.
Yep, it's canon. It's canon. All right, Lara, you are up.
Yeah, so tell me, how are these ladders connected to the ledge?
They are connected by pitons or whatever you want to call them. I'm pretty sure it's pitons. That are kind of like bolted the ropes to the cave walls or cavern walls, and then they are also once again kind of nailed down right at the lip as well. So there's a couple different secure points, but otherwise it is just like this thick twined rope like material.
Okay, and are those drow are like not even looking at us, right? Because of the mosquito thing.
Not at you and Indigo
Or-
at the moment, but make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
5 and -1. That's a 4.
Okay, yeah. You feel like you're not noticed at the moment. There's so much chaos going around.
All right. I think the weapon that I got from that drow that I shoved over the edge was a dagger. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I think what I want to do is move past Indigo over to that ladder, and I want to try and see what I can do to maybe pry up one of the pitons?
Yeah.
Pitons?
Whatever of the three.
Yes.
Yeah, you could try to rip them up. It's going to be a strength check.
Okay. Yeah, I'm imagining that her first instinct is going to be to try and like get down and use some leverage with the dagger to, stick the point underneath and then try and jimmy it and to loosen it out. So straight?
Okay, yeah, I will say because of that kind of creative ingenuity, you lowered the DC a little bit, but yeah, let's hear that strength.
Okay, straight strength is a dirty 20. I got a 17 plus 3.
Okay, you managed to pop one of the pitons out. So you see the bridge start to wobble a little bit as these drow are kind of on it, trying to defend themselves from this large mosquito-like creature. And as you look up and you see this scene where it just this creature dives bombs and just simply spears in through one of these drow's heads and rips it off. Go ahead and make me a sanity check.
The first one. I feel so honored.
What's your sanity number, by the way?
16.
Okay, good. Let's hear what you got.
So
I'll explain in a
should
second.
we explain? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled a 4 plus 3 is 7.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Not
For
good.
strength rolls
No,
are
it's
good.
not. So for anybody that doesn't know, there is a optional kind of skill / attribute in D&D that you can use at any time DMs, I highly encourage it. I never really thought to use it till I opened up this adventure path, but there's two of them. There is the sanity score, and then there's the hero score. So if you want like a campaign where your characters are going to be basically like, any kind of Marvel or DC character, and they're, super capable of doing amazing feats all the time, throw in that hero score, and it allows them to do like all sorts of crazy fancy feats. Sanity, however, is when you're dealing with anything darker or kind of messed up in a sense. And what happens here for our players here is you have to make a certain DC if I determine a situation is horrifying enough that it could impact your psyche. If you fail that DC, your sanity score goes down by 1 permanently. After a certain amount of time, if you lose a certain amount of points, you will start to experience certain problems and issues along the way that may or may not stick with you for the rest of your characters' lives. So, yeah, we want to make them checks.
So what you're saying is a 7 bad.
7's really fucking bad because you just lost a point of sanity. You see this horrifying scene, something that you've never once witnessed in your life, and you've seen some stuff, but just this horrible monster coming in, skewering this man's head, ripping it off, and then just like proceeding to stick its proboscis into its neck, like into the torso, and you just see it like starting to suck the blood. You see its thoracic period. No, what is it? What's the word? Is it thorax? Thorax. Abdomen.
Thorax.
Yeah, it starts to like undulate, and you see its like lower half starting to fill with blood, and its body just like shrivel.
I don't think I'll ever be able to have a Slurpee again.
Cherry. Ugh.
Oh god.
Yeah. No more strawberry daiquiris.
No
either.
No fruit punch drinks for this wizard, no sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so Laura got one of those pythons out, and after seeing that and lowering her sanity, which by the way, sure it lowered by 1, but I lost because I'm no longer at 16. I'm now at +2, so
Yeah,
it's pretty impactful. But,
yeah, it's very impactful.
So she's gonna just, oh my god, Indigo, run, and then she's actually gonna leave. I'm not gonna bother with more pythons. I'm gonna head the other direction.
Okay, I think that is a extremely good character reaction for that. So go ahead and take a point of inspiration for like really falling into what your character is going for through
You're
right
just
now.
you're just feeling guilty.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
He just knows
Will-
what we're in for.
You're
Will doesn't feel guilt.
The inspiration, god damn woman.
No, don't argue when I give it to you, because you're gonna need it. You might want it on your next sanity roll.
Thank you.
Someday he's gonna stop giving them, and we're gonna miss
Blessed
it.
day. Thank you.
Oh gosh, I love this game. Anyways,
I love the idea that Sefel is like still standing in front of a chest. Like if we're thinking in real time, he's like just beginning to reach in and like grab a handful of stuff, and meanwhile, just up the ladder, Lara just watched a drow get fucking slurpeed out of its own, like the whole rip off their head, shit down their neck thing, but in reverse. And just bolt, and he's just like, "Ooh, pretty things. Here's my book. Here my clothes.
he picked
Nothing going on."
You see him pause. He's just like, and he pulls out a feather.
Hey, you said it. You said it. I have it.
You
I'm taking
picked up
it.
a component pouch. Like, yeah, you've got a feather. You're fine.
Yeah, well, to be fair, if everything that I had was in there, my spellcasting focus is also in there, and I no longer need a feather. The feather's obsolete.
Okay. Yeah, that's another thing for everybody listening. We are keeping track of material components, so enjoy that. Anyways, yeah, that great image of you just gathering your stuff while Lara sees this horrible scene and starts booking it, running for, telling Indigo to run as well. All right, next up are these creatures, the drow and the NPCs. So we see this one all of a sudden just get absolutely decimated by this large creature, and this demon, like, or whatever, just rips its proboscis out. The body just crumbles onto it, and it, like, on all 6 of its legs, like, clings to the top of this bridge and starts, like, very quickly chasing its way across after this more heavily armored drow. And you see it starts swiping at it, and eventually it gets, like, it just grabs onto him and races out into the cavern. The two of them, you hear his screams just echoing out, "Ah! Ah!" And then just as he gets dropped. We see this other one starting to come across, and it's all of a sudden starting to make sweeps across where the NPCs are all, and you guys start to hear their yells. Lara, you see it. You actually see that Mistress Elvara, Sereth, and one of the elite drow warriors and a Quaggoth are all there, and they were starting to make moves on the your buddies, your cellmates, and then this large creature just all of a sudden starts sweeping over, trying to take stabs at everyone. Let's actually see if it does some damage. Okay, so you see it come down and swipe at this Quaggoth in front of you, and it does some damage, like rips into one of its arms, swings back around, actually beats Mistress Elvara against, like, the stalactite wall where it comes to the ledge, and she kind of, like, bounces off of it and crumbles to the ground. It comes back and it tries to make a dive bomb at Sereth and misses. Sereth manages to duck at the exact moment that he needed to, and it kind of zooms off over them, making its way past that stalactite as well, again picking up another drow. And again, you hear the Wilhelm scream just as it gets dropped into the cavern. Lara, you hear what sounds like Shushar just, "Everybody come here, I'm going to open the rift." And all of them start making their way onto the lift, trying to get into it to get out. As they all make their way over, Sareth is going to take an attack of opportunity from this elite warrior here. He misses. Oh my gosh. Wow, bad rolls. Where were these before? But they are not all capable of getting in. We are back at the top of the order. Sifel, you are up. You are standing in front of this chest of goodies.
Wouldn't it be nice if we... He's just, like, picking shit. I'm going to grab the rest of the stuff, and I'm going to do something similar to what Indigo did, where I'm going to pull everything, but I'm going to make a point to separate out my book and my staff. Actually, if I can only do one, I'm going to prioritize the staff, because the book I don't need to have necessarily, in my hand at all times. So I'm going to take my staff out. Mm-hmm. This, like, very gnarled, like, purplish elm twisted rod with just a fork, like a 3-pronged fork at the end of it, nothing sitting in it, just this long gnarled piece of wood. And he is going to have that in his hand, and he is going to run back up the ladder. And you said about 10 feet left at the top, so I can get out to the ledge here with Indigo. Mm-hmm. It's about there. And I'm going to... Can I see the lift from here? Or is that sort of blocked by that other stalactite?
It's a little blocked, so yeah, you can't really see it.
Okay. Either way, I'm sort of sandwiched in the middle of them, next to the ledge, so I'm going to look to the both of them, and I'm just going to yell,
Come to me. We're leaving now.
Okay.
and that is my turn.
All right. Indigo, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to run a little bit farther along the passageway here between Sefel and Lara, kind of squeezing by, like holding a hand on Sefel's arm. What are we doing?
We're jumping.
Isn't there a bramble of spiders' webs like right beneath us?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I mean, okay. And I'll hold Sefel's arm. I am gonna look over at the Quaggoth that seems to be blocking Laura's path. I feel like she might like a little help. And I am gonna like hold out a hand and like sweep it upwards with 2 fingers and cast a good old fashioned sacred flame, if I could.
Ooh. All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's see
That
here.
is a dex save on the Quaggoth's pot.
All right.
The spells are back, bitches.
That is a natural 17 plus
Oh, fuck.
3 for a 20.
He saves.
Okay. So this horribly injured Quaggoth, you cast a sacred flame. What does it look like, and what's your holy symbol look like as well?
So our holy symbol for Indigo is a perfect silver circle held on a leather length around his neck. And when he like kind of like flicks his fingers up and kind of like a crescent marking a jet of like radiant fire like kind of peeks out through a crack in the earth beneath the Quaggoth. It kind of like jets up from the earth itself before the stone kind of like heals itself behind it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he dodges out of the way of this flame and kind of like dives towards the floor before scrambling up. They seem pretty messed up from whatever this creature was that attacked him. But they definitely notice your presence now for sure.
Good luck, Laura. You got this.
Okay, Laura, it is your turn.
Yeah, Lara looks back at Sefel, who has blatantly said that they're gonna jump. I would like to turn to this Quaggoth and attempt a grapple.
Okay.
With
So another strength contest.
Yeah. Ooh, 18 and that 5, so 23 again.
You managed to grapple it, yeah.
Damn.
All my other rolls suck.
Lara on a mission.
Okay, so I wanna chokehold kind of thing and position him over the ledge so that when we jump, he's gonna hit the web and I'm not. That's the intent.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna pile drive him into a spider's
That's the plan.
web?
And then I've got one hand on Sefel for whatever we do when we fall.
That's amazing.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. This is awesome. This is dope. Okay.
Oh god.
So you grapple this Quaggoth, you swing around this large monstrous creature, and you point it towards the edge. Do you say anything to it when you do this?
Yeah, I imagine that she's gonna say, you deserve this for what you've done to the people in this prison. And then she's gonna stand and wait.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so it's just snarling at you. Just this ferocious spittle everywhere. It's trying to like bite back towards your face. Okay. Next up is everyone else. So we see all of you make perception checks for me, actually.
Oh, am I even good at those? I don't even
Nat
remember.
1.
When did we play last?
As
Flat
it
10.
goes.
Okay.
15.
Nice.
Indigo in his element.
So, Laura, you are too distracted trying to keep this Quaggoth in check. Its fur, this gray blue, kind of greenish fur in your face, constantly trying to bite at you. That you're not too keen on your surroundings at the moment. Sifel, you see that most of the drow that were kind of coming from the direction you guys came from are either severely wounded or kind of like splitting off to find cover somewhere, because these demons continue to just dive in on them constantly, trying to kind of kill them off. But as they come up from hiding, they do try to get a couple pop shots, and these creatures are starting to look a bit worse for wear. Indigo, you notice that basically all of your NPC buddies have made it into this lift, except for Shushar, who you can hear yelling, "I will try to mumble you down and something cannot get you. Please save yourselves. Head to the dark wake. You will be most safe there with my people." And he like lets go of this lever, like rips it back, and all of a sudden you hear this ding, 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 as this lift just all of a sudden plummets into the darkness. Okay, we see them. They're starting to move in, trying to get a stop on them. This guy is moving out. All right, we are back at the three of you guys. I'm assuming all of you guys are jumping, or is there something else you guys want to do? Because I can kind of make this a group action if you want to jump.
Safel is just turning to the, back to the ledge. T-poses out with them on either arm, like staff in one hand, bag in the other, and just lets himself fall backwards.
Yeah, and I'm basically surfboarding this Quaggoth.
Okay.
I'm going with the party.
All right, you all jump. Sifel, are you doing anything else with this jump or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. As we actually, before I say what I'm doing, can I get a quick look down and see distance-wise, how far is it to the webs roughly? How far down is this drop?
I mean, you kind of said you jumped already.
Oh, I'm not stopping the jump.
Oh,
I jumped.
okay.
I just want to look. I just want to look down before I do what I'm gonna do next.
Okay. Let me check here.
Yeah, I'm not going back on this swan dive.
You think from your particular position, you've got maybe 25, 30 feet before you hit that web, and you do see that there is webbing.
Okay. In that case, as soon as we fall, I am going to raise my staff relatively upwards as far as I can and reach my hand out, kind of split my fingers between Lara and Indigo, and I'm going to cast Featherfall.
Okay.
So I get to choose up to 5 fallen creatures within a range of 60 feet. However, I am only going to choose Indigo, Lara, and myself.
Okay. This is great. All right. So you do that. That's it.
I do.
Okay.
That is my turn.
As you're all falling and your weight is drastically reduced and your speed also slows down, Lara, you're holding on to essentially what is dead weight now.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and hold on to this Quaggoth?
We could like drop him and let him create a hole in the webs.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm gonna let him go. Either he's going to land beneath us and not rip a hole, and we're gonna hope that I land relatively on him to save myself from getting stuck, or he's gonna rip a hole. That's the intent.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we'll we'll see. So you start to feel its heavy weight of this quaggoth just all of a sudden start to rip it from your hands, and you let go, and you watch it plummet. All right, since it's gonna hit faster, I guess we should resolve that first. And let's see. Okay, all right. So this is what happens. You guys jump over the edge. You start falling. Sefel casts Featherfall to slow you all and make sure that you land safely. Lara lets go of this quaggoth, and you just see him all of a sudden start hurtling, and it hits the web, and you see the web like bend down almost cartoonishly, just like, and you see that they are stuck there, and the webs did not break, and you guys all slowly come down and land on the webbing, and you find yourselves stuck. All right, next up are everybody else. You guys now can see from your positions that all of your buddies, the lift crashes down to the bottom cavern floor. You just hear it just kind of hit there, and yells and kind of cries come out from them. You hear more of the droning from up above as these large creatures continue to terrorize everyone above. And we are already back at you guys, as you cannot see everything that is happening above. You are all considered restrained within this web.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, as an action, you guys can attempt to kind of break out of this stickiness, this web here, or you can attempt to do anything else, actually, hang on. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing you can do is attempt to get out when you are restrained. So, yeah. All right. Top of the order is Sefel. Sefel, what do you want to do?
Well, I guess I will do the only thing that the DM has outlined that I can do. I will attempt to break from the restraint.
Okay.
However, actually, before that, how high are we now? I know you said it was about 30 feet down to the webbing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the floor?
Make a perception check.
Jesus fuck. Natural 1, so no.
Yeah.
No, I cannot.
You can't.
You know what? I can't bend my head.
Exactly.
It's like stuck.
You can't bend it enough to get a good look at it.
You said we're restrained.
Yes.
So
Yes.
speed
Please
is
correct
0.
me if I'm wrong on it.
I believe speed is reduced to 0, and we have disadvantage on attack rolls and dex saving throws, and any attackers have advantage against us, but we can still make attack rolls just with disadvantage. Or like
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. What do you want
As
to
resident rules lawyer, I'm a little upset I didn't catch that, but that is also wonderful. I am going to, in that case, I'm going to use my dagger to just try to like I'm going to flip it into my hand and just try to like carve at the webs that are kind of sticking me.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Are those attacks at disadvantage, Sam?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
okay. Okay, not bad. And okay, still not bad. 14.
You hit it. Yeah. Roll for
Okay.
damage.
All right. Oh yay! Something more than a 1. It's a 2, by the way. 5 points of damage to the webbing under me.
Okay, you see this these silky strands start to like tink 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 as the silk starts to like rip apart as your flint dagger starts to cut through there.
Okay.
Okay, Indigo, you are up.
All right. I am also gonna take a stab at getting out of here. I'm gonna reach up though and take like a hand against my holy symbol, make kind of a swiveling like circular motion with my hand and kind of pull it tight. And I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip against the webs that are restraining me.
Okay. Is that any kind of save on my part, or is that just a roll to hit from you?
That's a roll to hit from me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Is that at disadvantage, I believe? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That is an 11.
Okay, you hit it.
Let's see, and that will do a measly 2 piercing damage.
Okay, yeah, you manage tink tink a little bit more. Seems to kind of fray off here. Okay, Lara, you are up. You see your companions trying to kind of rip through this spidery silk that holds onto you.
Okay, yeah, I would like to try and, seeing where they're attacking, I'm gonna attack that same spot, and I want to fire off an Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, whipping out the spells.
So that's a 12, and then I roll again for a 23, so 12.
Okay, yeah, you hit, you manage. You guys, describe how your Eldritch Blast looks. Nobody ever describes it, and I, want to know how it looks for your character.
Yeah, so my Eldritch Blast, I imagine that Lara says something in Celestial as the verbal component, and then out comes this it looks like a gust of wind surrounded by lightning as she fires it out.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
toward the web.
Very cool.
For sure.
I like that. I like that a lot. Do Sefel or Indigo speak Celestial?
No, I do not.
No. Close, but no.
So you see this flash of light and this kind of stormy wind-like projectile just blast across and into the silky webs, and this echoing, haunting, and also beautiful voice comes out from Sam as she calls out something in another language you don't understand. Roll for damage.
Alright, that is a 10. Oh god. That has 10 sides. Good. 5. 5 force damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you see it's almost there. It's getting ready to break, but you still haven't done it. All right. The Quaggoth here. He's going to try and swing at you, Sam, as you are the closest that landed to him. Disadvantage. What's your AC right now?
Oh shit, I think 12.
Wow, very good. Yeah, he misses. He can't get his claw up enough to try and rake out at you. So you are safe for the moment. All right, we are back at you guys. This silk that is holding you is getting pretty stiff. However, I need you all to roll a perception check for me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20 minus 1.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's better than my hot 2.
Ooh.
Ooh. Those of you that rolled above a 10 see a giant spider descend from the ceiling and appear upon the spider web.
Oh,
And is beginning to make its way towards you all. You see it
Oh,
move.
fuck.
Because I had to move a little bit. It gets to about here. We're back at the top of the order. Sefel, what do? You see a giant spider coming?
I actually didn't see the giant
Oh, so you
spider
have
because
no
I rolled a
worries. You have
2.
no worries.
Yeah. So I imagine when I fell, because I've rolled 2 perception checks since we've hit the webs, and they were a 1 and a 2. So I imagine when I fell, I kind of fell I was laying back sort of in that T-pose that I fell in, and my neck just kind of got stuck in the web, and his head is locked in position while he's trying to saw at the webs. So that's all he can really do. He doesn't know what's going on. He just started feeling shit move and got a real bad feeling, so he's gonna just keep fucking sawing at those webs. not great. Better. What do I have for my bonus? Okay, that is a 12 to hit with the dagger
You
on
hit.
the webs. Okay. I was about to roll a d20 for damage. That's not how D&D works. Oh, we're back to the ones, though, so that is 4 points of damage.
There's one piece of strand holding it together.
Oh, fuck off.
Indigo, you're up. You do see...
I'm so sick of these D4s, man.
You do see this giant spider running towards you. You see that there's one silky piece of strand holding up kind of the lot of you guys, and you might be able to cut it and get through or fall to the bottom. What are you doing?
Oh, man, towels is tears. This can't get any... Fine.
And I'm gonna just close my eyes and concentrate and say a brief prayer, and I'm gonna try another sacred flame, but on the webbing now, to see if I can just burn it away so we can keep falling.
Okay. It definitely fails, so go ahead and roll damage.
Yes. Yes. Note to self: more dexterity saving throw spells on inanimate objects.
Mm-hmm.
That probably would have helped earlier. That's a 2. That's a 2.
This holy flame burns through, and you all feel it just tink, 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 tink. You hear the snapping of this silk, and you all start to fall down, but you feel the webbing still clinging to you. I need you all to make strength checks at advantage to see if you can use the momentum to rip yourselves free.
Natural 20 for Sefel.
Yeah, it's a total of 20.
Okay.
Oh, he's buff now.
Is it straight?
Yep.
19.
Okay.
10.
Okay. You all manage to rip yourselves off, Sefel doing it quite deftly as he does, and you all start falling towards the cavern floor. Quick question for you, Sefel. Is Featherfall a concentration spell?
Featherfall... It is not. It is a duration of 1 minute.
Okay.
However, it specifies that if the creature lands before the spell ends, it takes no falling damage and can land on its feet, and the spell then ends for that creature. So if us hitting the webs was considered a landing, the spell has dropped.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna say it.
I figured. We were there for a couple rounds.
So, there's, for all you listening at home, there's no fucking water there. It's stone.
Again, maybe we should look at the maps better.
They're very important. I feel like most players in other games, including myself, have been guilty of not looking at the map.
This is the Madness table.
We don't use maps.
Fuck.
Okay.
Maps. This is just
That's what
hear me
nerds
out.
use.
As we're falling, would it be a thing to grab onto the webs and try to swing with them as they're snapping to get into the water? Is that a thing that can happen?
You just spent your action ripping yourself free
Yeah.
of them. Okay.
Just do the feather. Do the feather fall again. Do the feather
another
fall again.
spell Let me
Oh.
explain something to you about wizards, Andrew. Spellcasting is our only thing. As a level 1 wizard, you can do your thing twice, and then you have to sleep for a long time.
Well, hopefully we survive this fall so I can use my 2 spell slots to heal your broke ass.
And guess what?
You guys,
I can get another feather fall, but you need to give me an hour rest. So if you can make this fall last an hour, I got us. But otherwise, we're hitting ground.
Is that Quaggoth falling?
You know what? I didn't roll its strength check here. No. No, that was a 3. He's still stuck, holding on. He just sees you all falling and tries to like swipe at you. I'll tell you guys, it's a 60-foot fall.
Oh, so we're dead.
Well, we got those other characters,
I
right?
could make a second character.
So wait,
Thanks for coming, everybody, to the madness
hold on.
table. Enjoy
Hold on.
yourselves.
So it's 60 feet. Is that from the top to the bottom, or from the webs to the bottom?
That's from the webs to the bottom. That is straight out of the book. That's not me
We've
fudging
been
it.
90 feet up this entire time.
Yeah. It says a creature falling. It says a creature falling from the webbing to the cavern floor takes 10d6 bludgeoning damage.
So we're dead.
Well, let me describe what happens. You all start falling. We see you guys in slow motion. And as you're all about to hit the bottom, you just stop. And then flump to the ground. And the reason for that is you see a small mushroom-like creature standing next to you that has exploded the nearby fungi around you. And you all land softly on these tubers, but end up breaking him in the process, and Stool stands there next to you guys like, oh my god, I thought you were gonna die. Thank goodness I caught you in time. Whoa.
Are you fucking telling me I owe my life? I owe my goddamn life to a mushroom?
Yep.
Is that what you're
You do.
fucking telling me, Will?
Yep. Enjoy that, you dumb old wizard.
You know what? Let me die.
So you
Let me
guys
die. I can't live like this. I can't do it.
Safel stands up and offs himself. All right, you guys
He
have
just
all landed
breaks
at the
his
bottom.
neck.
You see, yeah, you all see your companions there. You see Topsy, you see Turvy, you see Stool, you see Bupido, you see Eldith. The only person that you, the other person that you see there is Sarith as well. The only person that you don't see is Shushar, the Koatoa that was operating the lift up above. However, as you guys are all there and you are picking yourselves up off the ground, you hear this, and you look over and you see one of these bird-like creatures that had fallen to the cavern floor above from where you guys were before actually starts to pick itself up. It's horribly wounded, but it sees a lot of you and just, and it gets ready to swing at you guys. We are technically at the top of the order again. Safel, you see this bird-like creature. He's actually a couple more feet away from you guys, about 15 feet away from you, starting to hobble its way kind of towards you. What do you do? It is a large creature. What's happening? What's going through your mind?
So I don't have any of my spells. So all I have is cantrips. So I'm gonna, now that I know the full length of this spell, and I know that on creatures it can actually work, I'm gonna use my Celestial Burst. And I'm going to shoot a comet of cosmic light at the weird bird thing.
Okay, do it.
That
do
is a
it.
17 to hit. All
You
right.
hit it.
It takes. Where are my dice? Right there. 3 points of radiant damage.
Ooh. You hit it with this cosmic energy, and it kind of like buffets it a little bit. You see its face turn back towards you. Indigo, you are up. This creature is still trying to move towards you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how scary does this thing look?
It's fucking terrifying.
I mean, compared to anything that we
You've
would have seen
never-
on the surface,
Cool.
this is like some horror movie shit.
Yeah. It's got these long blue humanoid arms with these 3 talon-like fingers. It has a long, probably like 2-foot long neck that goes up to like this dinosaur bird-esque face with like this little patch of hair on its forehead, this long jaw that has teeth, and then at the ends of it forms into a beak. It has this long tongue that comes out. Its torso is slightly harried. Think like gorilla, where it's more like on the back, but not on its chest and stomach. And it goes down to these like 4-toed, regular, like kind of chicken-esque feet, a short tail, and these large wings that sprout from its back.
Cool. All right, yeah. Indigo's gonna clutch the holy symbol for a hot sec, draw a little bit of like divine light from it. And then I feel like almost like eyes glowing a bit, like points 2 fingers at it and just says, guide me. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at first level.
Beautiful.
Alright, and that is also a 17.
You hit it. Roll that beautiful damage.
Sweet. 4d6.
4d6? Fucking
Yeah, it's a
hell.
great first level
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, I got a...
Yeah. Shitty roll. That's 8 radiant damage. But the next attack has advantage as it's outlined in light. And I'm going to turn to Safel.
That's how you do radiant damage. It's a little more oomph.
A little out of my wheelhouse. Can do without the patronization, thank you.
Indigo, you
Just
cast
professional to professional.
Indigo, you cast this brilliant bolt at this winged creature. It hits it. We hear this like of cosmic radiant energy hit it. Indigo turns to Safel and is like, "That's how you do it." And like everybody's just like slack-jawed as you both look back and you see that this creature is dead from Indigo's bolt. Nice job.
Oh, look at that.
Indigo.
I have been saved by a mushroom and outfought by a man-child.
Hobgoblin.
A dark night of the soul.
Yeah.
We're feeling similarly, Safel.
Which way should we go?
You guys drop out of initiative, but as you say that, Indigo, all the others start kind of like piping up. Sarith, for the first time ever, kind of looks to the rest of you all, and he says, hang on a sec here. He says, unless you wish to be taken by my kind again, we should avoid the path to the north. And Stool kind of pipes up, I just want to get back to the Grove, but I have no idea how to get there.
So we have west and we have south.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where either of them go.
No, you do not.
Eldrift, do you know where Grumpelgorn, Dontelgrom, the place where you're from? Do you remember where it is?
That's a deep. That's far above on the surface. We'd have to. Oh, it's near the. It's near the Sword Coast. I have no idea if we're near it or not.
There is still battle above us. We have to make a decision quickly and move. If we are not inclined towards a certain
Yes.
direction, pick one.
I don't want to be here when
west.
those mosquitoes come down here. West
Let
it
us
is.
go then.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourselves on the map. This is your westerly
Alright.
tunnel there as you guys start running.
Can I also get my things from Indigo?
Yeah, you can. Indigo and Safel, you guys can like quickly hand over Lara's belongings, like tossing them to her in the backpack as you guys are running. And you guys enter into this cavern tunnel. You see that it's this wet kind of cavern, and it starts to descend downwards. You hear the clamoring of the fight echoing far above you, the screeching of whatever those creatures were, and you guys are just booking it. Who is in the lead here?
I think Lara would be, if nobody cares.
Yeah. Lara would be
Yeah, that feels
a
natural
good
to me.
frontman,
Okay.
and Safel would be keeping close behind.
Okay. You guys are running for probably a good 20 or so minutes. When Lara, you come upon a fork in kind of the road here. You see that there's a tunnel that leads to the left and a tunnel that leads to the right. Roll a survival check for me.
I've got a +3 to survival. Ooh, nat 20.
Okay. So you kind of make this on-the-fly decision as you're going. You feel like the path to the right leads downwards, while the path to the left leads upwards.
Indigo, down or up?
Up. Up is good.
Safel, do you want to weigh in?
We are trying to get back.
Split section.
We're trying to get back to the surface. Up.
All right, yeah, I'll start running up.
Okay, you start running up, the others quickly following behind you, and as you guys are running, you guys kind of like reach this plateau level. You're going and all of you make a perception check for me.
Oh my fucking god. Another natural one for a
You
perception
can't manage
check.
a perception? Jeez,
This is the third one.
13. That's crazy.
You have a very special set of
No,
skills.
looking at
This is
stuff
not it.
that is important
No.
is not a skill of mine.
Yeah, I got a Indigo got a 14.
13.
Okay, 14, 13. Safel is just kind of bent over, just trying to catch his breath. The two of you notice, you hear, and you look down, and you see that the stones you're standing on actually begin to crumble, and you all fall.
Fuck.
Not again.
So I want you all to picture Gandalf like on the bridge of Khazad-dûm, just slow motion falling into this black abyss as you guys all, like the two of you, Lara and Indigo, pause as you hear this cracking. And I picture the two of you just like looking back and like about to say no as you guys start falling, and everybody else not even noticing quick enough just sprint out and like fall into this empty space, these screams echoing out, but we don't hear anything. And we see like a couple different flashes of just you guys falling down. You're facing into the blackness. You see all of a sudden like these different glowing funguses and crystals as you guys are just falling for what feels like forever. And you just all have time to think like, this is the end. You can feel the space, the wind blowing on your face, blowing back your cheeks, and it's probably been almost a 40 seconds of solid, straight falling, your screams echoing around you. And then we hit blackness. And almost like a movie, we kind of light up, and we're back in Valkenvelve. And we see and hear the footsteps, these padded footsteps, across the stone floor. And we see the edge of a sword as it comes up across one of these blue mosquito-like creatures, and it just kind of like taps it, ting, ting. And then we hear the swishing of cloth and faster footsteps, and we hear, I can't believe these creatures. And we like pan up and we see Mistress Ilvara. I can't believe these creatures got in here and attacked. And she just like lets out this long scream, just of frustration. And it echoes out, and we see, as the camera kind of opens up, the other kind of huddled forms of these drow warriors, bleeding and beaten, and one of them we see comes from a bridge. Mrs. Ilvara's back's to her, and we hear she turns and she goes, "What?" Mistress, I'm sorry to tell you, but besides the Koatoa, we cannot find the bodies of any of the others. And picture like the camera zooms in on her eyes, and they just, these red, deep red eyes, and they grow narrow. She goes, "Gather your things. We give chase." And it blacks out again. And you all level up to level 2.
Yes!
Hey!
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And before we close, one more time, we open up. And we see the scattered forms of you 3. And Topsy, Turvy, Stool, Sereth, Eldith. And you're all laying. And once again, this extremely large fungi. And you're all completely unconscious. You're beaten, bloody. We see the pieces of different fungi and whatnot just burst all around you, clearly from the breaking of your fall. And we see the forms of Topsy and Turvy start to lift up their limp bodies as something rises from underneath them. And they kind of slump off. And we see this large-ish looking creature kind of comes up. It looks like a large, kind of almost oval shape. And we see its silhouette, and we see above the rounder, almost body-like section, 2 large protrusions kind of come up, what almost looks like a crown. And we see the form start to turn, and we just hear this chittering. And that's where we'll leave it.
Hey everybody, this is Sam Conklin. I voice Lara in the Madness Table. We are so delighted to have you here. Thank you so much for listening to our dinky little podcast. We pour our hearts into this, so to have you here is just, it's the world. If you haven't already, we have a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at The Madness Table. You can also shoot us an email at themadnesstable@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, love to hear how you're enjoying the show, any questions you have for the characters. We might even shout you out in some future post show notes. So please do so. If you're loving the podcast, we would just adore you if you shared it with a friend. And that's it. So we'll see you in 2 weeks for our next episode when
madness.